talk a little bit about when you guys were coming up with this? Because there's so much story. There you go. Can you talk a little bit about, you know, my favorite thing about this is everybody has a story in The Fog. And there's not a lot of horror movies at that time that had that kind of sort of characters and stories and that kind of feeling to it.
Gee, you want me to tell you the truth or tell you what sounds good? Truth. We committed to do The Fog at Abercrombie Embassy. It was the movie right after Halloween. And there was just a lot of pressure to make a scary horror film. So Deborah and I worked. She would write the first draft, and I would come in and write the second draft. And she got about a fourth of the way through and didn't finish. So I took the script over and made a movie, wrote a movie, and we shot it and cut it together and we mixed it. That was really bad. So we went back and reshot and recut and rescored it and sort of salvaged the movie that you see now. The great thing for me about The Fog, you know, this is 34 years ago, guys. I don't remember a whole lot. One of the most beautiful spots on the face of the earth was the location for The Fog. It's Inverness, California. And the lighthouse out there is just magical. The whole place is magical.
What really struck me immensely about Adrienne's character is, one, this was very early in her career, and there's so much of this movie that she has to drive herself. What was it that you saw in her, and how do you get somebody who hasn't had that much experience to be able to sort of carry that character, you know, just with her voice?
One of the things about Adrienne was that she had this great vocal gift. And if you play video games now, she's likely to pop up in some of your favorite games. She's in God of War. She's in the last Halo. She's playing characters. She's really a great actress. And it was easy for her to find the voice for this disc jockey. And she just cast her voice low. And we shot all of her scenes in a soundstage. And she was playing to nothing. But Adrienne is a trained actress. She came from Broadway, and she knew what she was doing. So it was really pretty effortless.
One of the things that I think as a kid I always loved was the opening of The Fog. And I know that was something that you guys shot afterwards. But I think that's such a great scene that kind of sets the tone for the entire movie. And I'm curious if you could just talk a little bit about sort of when you were working on that.
Oh, you're talking about the John Houseman scene?
Yes.
Oh, we shot that with the original version. That was always there.
Oh, okay.
What wasn't there was the slow build-up. What wasn't there was the sense of impending doom that was coming across the ocean, coming inside the fog. What wasn't there was the sense of mood that grabbed the audience. So we had John Houseman. We always had that scene. But then after that, we went into a montage of what was happening in the town and used various shots just to sort of build up this sense of dread. And Houseman was a funny character. Right? He didn't quite know all his lines, but he got through it.
Your character's name is Bennett in that, which is also a callback to Ben Tramer, right? Can you talk a little bit about sort of, was it in your intention to be that role, or was it, you know, just kind of like, I'm going to go ahead and run in and be Bennett for this?
I should never have appeared in this and played this scene. That was awful. Awful. Bennett Tramer was a guy I went to film school with, so his name has appeared in a couple films. And I don't know why I did it, because I was young and stupid. But it was weird acting with him, because I was so self-conscious. I asked everybody in the crew to get out of the way, just run the camera and I'll come in. Bennett Tramer is my friend from school, who's a really talented writer and is still with us. So that's really all I have to say about my performance.
I won't need you until 4 tomorrow, Bennett.
Yes, sir.
Would you like something to keep you warm on the way home?
No, thank you. Father, can I get paid?
Why don't you come in at 6 instead of 4 tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
The original score was really on the nose. It was really heavy-handed, so I backed way off. The whole idea of the fog is it's ethereal. It's a wisp. So the music had to become that. Had to take on that voice. Had to be way laid back and just sort of layered in. So that's what we did.
It works.
Thank you very much.
It's moving down 10th Street. Get inside and lock your doors. Close your windows. There's something in the fog.
It's odd. After Halloween, I think I was probably overpraised, and they were out for me. And they didn't quite get me on the fog or Escape from New York, but boy, the thing, they could do it. The thing that was on was the fans hated the thing. The horror fans, science fiction fans, hated it. They thought I had raped the Madonna because of the old movie, the Hawks picture. And I remember there used to be this magazine, I can't remember the name of it now, my memory's gone. But back in, it said, "Is this the most hated movie ever made?" That's what it felt like to me at the time. It was horrible. And my career changed because of it. My career might have been different had the thing been received like it is now. And it's taken much more seriously now and appreciated. And I think that's due to home video, primarily. Well, Dean's an amazing cinematographer. I just gave him a Lifetime Achievement Award at the ASC. He studied at UCLA under James Wong Howe. Are you familiar with his name? Okay. And he just knows cinematography. I think he did some incredible work in The Fog. I think his stuff is beautiful. But this was back, you know, and he wasn't in the union. We had low budget filmmaking. But Dean has an ethic about movie making, and we share that in common. But he's enormously talented.
Danny, run! Run! Come on!
Go!
Remember I told you about the two versions of The Fog? The shit one, and then the little less bad one. Well, we started out by showing nothing. The ghosts, you couldn't see them. No details. And in the reshoot, we added a little bit more to them. The worm face is an example. As ghost turns, he's got worms coming out of his face. Rob wasn't exactly hired for The Fog. He sort of showed up. He was a really nice guy. And he just wanted to hang out. And he did some effects for us. And he did some nice ones. But his triumph for me was the thing.
Yeah.
That was amazing. In the old days, when I was working my way to be a director in Hollywood, I had to write my way in. Nobody wanted to hire me. So I wrote a whole bunch of scripts. And it was actually a great living back in those days. They'd hire you, they'd pay you something. And they gave you like 2 or 3 months to write a first draft. So I'd go home and spend a lot of time writing an outline. 2 or 3 days writing an outline, and put it away, do whatever I wanted to, go out with girls, go dancing. And about 48 hours before I had to turn it in, I'd sit down with the outline and just really hit it. And take that outline and treat it as a Bible and write from it. So that was, yeah, outline's great, because you know where you're going to go. I've been in situations where I thought I knew where I was going to go, and prep wasn't there, so that's a smart thing to do.
Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy,
I thought that the Halloween story had ended. That there's nothing else to tell about Michael Myers. Look how wrong I was. Movie after movie after movie's been made of that idiot. And there's nothing new. But because we tanked at the box office with Halloween 3, nothing ever happened.
Happy Halloween.
I've been teaching your films for 30 years, and I wanted to thank you for being so generous with your time, because you're in Fear in the Dark, you're in The American Nightmare, you're in Nightmares in Red, White, and Blue. A couple hours ago, I was on the Universal Studios tour. You're on that too, talking about monsters. And every time my students agree, you have the most interesting things to say about the genre of anyone else they talk to. So thank you.
Thank you.